Peace, you're best known for your ideas on the laws of attraction, abundance mentality, and hypnotic language. Joe, welcome to London.
Hey, this is a thrill to be
This is
here.
the magic wand, which will enable you to receive the idea, and it will formulate plans for you to execute, and you will find as much pleasure in the execution as in the satisfaction of attainment and achievement.
Only been here for a couple days. Unfortunately,
Now,
leaving
go to
tomorrow.
your room,
But I plan to come
take the
back
same
because
seat,
there's so much to
the
see,
same position
so
as
much to
heretofore,
do, so much to
and mentally
so
select a
much to
place which has
discover,
pleasant
so much to
associations.
learn.
Make a complete mental picture of it. See the buildings, the grounds, the trees, friends, associations, everything complete. At first, you will find yourself thinking of everything under the sun, except the ideal upon which you desire to
This is
concentrate.
very important.
But do not let this discourage you. Persistence will win.
It
For
always
persistence
does,
requires that you practice these exercises every day
as
without
much as
fail.
possible. You know, whenever, you get words of advice concerning anything, it's important that you've, done what you say and are doing what you say. Therefore, your words continue to have the power that they have. Because if not, your word is nothing. And then how can I believe you? Because really, I don't know any of you. The only thing I might know is maybe a feeling or, but at the end of the day, I don't know you guys. So, but I want to know you. And I want you guys to know that it's okay to believe in the wildest, craziest thought you've ever had. Because you can do that if that's what you really believe you should have and do.
Success, prosperity, or any other condition which you desire. Necessities are demands, and demands create action, and actions bring about results.
Exactly.
The process of evolution is constantly building our tomorrows out of our todays.
Or little seeds.
Individual development, like universal development, must be gradual with an ever-increasing capacity and volume. The knowledge that if we infringe upon the rights of others, we must become moral thorns and find ourselves entangled at every turn of the road should be an indication that success is contingent upon the highest moral ideal, which is the greatest good to the greatest number. Aspiration, desire, and harmonious relations constantly and persistently maintained will accomplish results. The greatest hindrance is erroneous and fixed ideas. To be in tune with the eternal truth, we must possess poise and harmony within. In order to receive intelligence, the receiver must be in tune with the transmitter. Thought is a product of mind, and mind is creative. But this does not mean the universal will change its modus operandi to suit us or our ideas. But it does mean that we can come into harmonious relationship with the universal, and when we have accomplished this, we may ask anything to which we are entitled, and the way will be made plain. The universal mind is so wonderful that it is difficult to understand its utilitarian powers and possibilities, and its unlimited producing effects. We have found that this mind is not only all intelligence, but all substance. How, then, is it to be differentiated in form? How are we to secure the effect which we desire? Ask any electrician what the effect of electricity will be, and he will reply, electricity is a form of motion, and its effect will depend upon the mechanisms to which it is attached. Upon this mechanism will depend whether we shall have heat, light, power, music, or any of the other marvelous demonstrations of power to which this vital energy has been harnessed. What effect can be produced by thought? The reply is that thought is mind in motion, just as wind is air in motion, and its effect will depend entirely on the mechanism to which it is attached. Here, then, is the secret of all mental power. It depends entirely on the mechanism which we attach. What is this mechanism? You know something of the mechanism which has been invented by Edison, Bell, Marconi, and other electrical wizards, by which place and space and time have become only figures of speech. But did you ever stop to think that the mechanism which has been given to you for transforming the universal, omnipresent potential power was invented by a greater inventor than Edison? We are accustomed to examining the mechanism of the implements which we use for tilling the soil, and we try to get an understanding of the mechanism of the automobile which we drive, but most of us are content to remain in absolute ignorance of the greatest piece of mechanism which has ever come into existence, the brain of man. Let us examine the wonders of this mechanism. Perhaps we shall thereby get a better understanding of the various effects which it is the cause. In the first place, there is the great mental world in which we live and move and have our being. This world is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. It will respond to our desire in direct ratio to our purpose and faith. The purpose must be in accordance with the law of our being, that is, it must be creative or constructive. Our faith must be strong enough to generate a current of sufficient strength to bring our purpose into manifestation. As that faith is, so be it unto thee, bears the stamp of scientific test. The effects which are produced in the world without are the result of the action and reaction of the individual upon the universal. That is the process which we call thinking. The brain is the organ through which this process is accomplished. Think of the wonder of it all. Do you love music, flowers, literature? Are you inspired by the thought of ancient or modern genius? Remember, every beauty to which you respond must have its corresponding outline in your brain before you can appreciate it. There is not a single virtue or principle in the storehouse of nature which the brain cannot express. The brain is an embryonic world ready to develop at any time as necessity may arise. If you can comprehend that this is a scientific truth and one of the wonderful laws of nature, it'll be easier for you to get an understanding of the mechanism by which these extraordinary results are being accomplished. The nervous system has been compared to an electric circuit with its battery of cells in which force is originated.
Then I'm actually
Its white matter to insulated wires by which the current is conveyed. It is through these channels that every impulse or desire is carried to the
but I think it was something like, what do I think of London?
spinal
Yeah,
cord.
I
is
love
the
it.
great
You love it.
nerve
Right now you're in
sensory
Austin.
pathway
Why?
which
I know you
messages
lived
are
all,
conveyed
different
to
parts of the
and
country.
from
Why Austin for you?
There
Is
is
it a place
blood
that
supply
has got the right
flowing
vibrations
through
for you, or
veins
what's
and
going on?
arteries.
Well, the joke is, I tell people I live outside of Austin because that's where my house is. So,
That's a good answer.
partly for the climate, which sounds a little weird because it's 170 degrees Fahrenheit there and 100% humidity, and you say London has a heat wave going on. To me, it's kind of like a relaxed, cool front that's happening in London compared to Texas. But I was born and raised in Ohio, which is up in the north and Midwest, and so you go through winters, you go through freezes, you go through cold fronts, and all of that. I didn't like it. So I moved to a warmer climate. Lived in Houston for 20-some years, then outside of Austin, and been in the where I'm at now for 18 years. So it's home.
Yeah, it's home. You know, I want to talk about your books. I want to talk about, you know, some of these Hawaiian ideas because I think they're really interesting. Maybe even some of your music and some of your strongman stuff
A lot
too.
of things to cover.
A lot of things, but you know, maybe we should start off with that movie from 12 years ago. And a lot of people know that the movie The Secret. I remember watching it. I thought it was kind of pre-internet, but I guess it wasn't. But it was the time when you couldn't necessarily watch it on. Start off by saying that, you know, my name is Smile because all I do is smile. Because all I know is happiness. It is. But I just want you to know that, listen, there is a shift in the, you know, I don't know the words to use because words have so many different meanings, but there's been some kind of major shift in the spiritual world. So help is coming. For real. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. Christian, I don't, you know, I'm everything. You know, when it comes to religion, you know, God, in the beginning,
glass moved about and the rays directed from one place to another. But let the glass be held perfectly still and let the rays be focused on one spot for any length of time. The effect would become immediately